I'm Katy Lindeman, and my daughter, Ginny, attended Lighthouse Autism Center. Lighthouse was perfect for her because it allowed her to learn basic skills that she could be a little more independent than she was. And it also provided the perfect social environment for her because not all autistic children are social. Ginny is an exception. She is extremely social and loves people, and to this day asks to go see the people is one of her activities that she likes to do. I would say the environment at Lighthouse and the team of clinicians was one of the best I've ever seen, and we've been in a lot of different therapeutic type settings, clinic settings, school settings, and the thing that made them one of the best was that they were upfront, they were honest, but they always had your back and supported you and listened to what we wanted for Ginny and were honest with us, like that's reasonable or feasible, or well, we got to do this before we can get to that. So I really appreciated that they kept it real and kept it honest, but they were always there no matter what. And it was, we to this day are in touch with several of her original therapists. Our biggest goal was that she could gain some skills to be a little bit independent in her daily life, which was accomplished, and she still has some of that. Most of those skills she still uses every day and is able to do it independently. We met, I think they had parent meetings like monthly. I still remember this every time we pick up the kids out on the sidewalks when the therapists would bring them out, because we were at Park Place in Edison. It was like a little conference every time. This is what she did today, this is how she did, these were things that were concerning. There was constant communication, which is huge. Ginny's verbal, but she doesn't tell you anything that's like happened or that she did. So it's a mystery unless someone communicates that with you. So they always communicated, and they also communicated like phrases they were using, processes or procedures they were using to teach her a skill, so we could keep that consistent at home and do the same thing and say the same things to help her master the skills and generalize them to other settings outside of the center. I think the biggest thing is it's completely individualized, and it's a prescription just for that individual, where in the schools you have the IEPs, which are written to that, but you also have other children that the teacher and the aides are responsible for. We were fortunate that Ginny always had great aides and great teachers, and they did their best, and they were great with her, but it wasn't the same intensity that she experienced at Lighthouse, which is the difference in the success, I think. That intense one-on-one versus the not as intense in the schools. Ginny can be aggressive at times, and she is actually a triplet, so she has two sisters. And I distinctly remember a phase she went through when she was very physical, that the Lighthouse team brought my husband and I and the other two girls in, and they taught us how to properly restrain her if needed, and they included her sisters in that because they were old enough to sometimes be with her alone, and obviously we're all in the house together. So that was a big support on how to keep Ginny safe and all of us safe. And then they've also, I believe we had one of them come to the house to help us with steps and sleeping upstairs and that kind of thing. So they would do anything that we asked. If we had a problem at home, they would help us problem solve it. I think Ginny was the inventor of Fun Fridays. She loves to sing, she loves to dance, and one of her rewards was to go dance in the big playrooms. And we walked in, I think it was one Friday, and the whole center was there. And they're like, Ginny kind of started a dance party. And then every Friday, especially at Park Place, I remember we'd pick her up, all the kids would be in the big room, music blaring, therapists, everyone, Greg even at times. They're all out there dancing, and Ginny would be like, shake your booty, come on, shake a booty. And I don't know, I still love that, to think that she was the Fun Friday queen. Lighthouse was a huge role in our transition. We were kind of unique in the standpoint that we kept an IEP with the public school systems the entire time Ginny was in Lighthouse, even though she did not attend a school. We kept an active IEP in case insurance or whatever happened and we had to send her back, so that the schools were aware of what she was doing and how she was doing and the goals she was working on. And Lighthouse therapists would come to all her case conferences and share reports and things like that. So as she transitioned into a public high school, part days, and then to another local autism center that was willing to take an older kid. So they were involved the whole time with the transition. Ginny still loves music and dancing. She attends day program, an adult day program at 2 different locations, because she is not easy to entertain. She needs a lot of change, so we've set it up that she goes one place in the morning and one place in the afternoon. Same organization, just 2 different locations. And she's doing well. She loves her friends and her direct support personnel. She also attends adaptive vocal class and adaptive arts dance class weekly, an hour each, and they have shows, and it's absolutely amazing. She loves it. They have all kinds of different things for kids. They have like music and drama and singing and dance and guitar and art classes and a whole bunch of stuff. So she's in the music and the dance classes. And the thing that is like still touches me to this day is one of her very first performances when she had been just shortly after she had been at Lighthouse. All the therapists came to her performance, and it was on a Friday night. They didn't have to do that, and they did, and she was so happy. I was shocked. I was like, what are you guys doing here? Why are you here? They're like, well, we have to see Jen. She's performing. We have to see this. We have to see what she does. And it was just so touching, and so that sense of community, it was proven right there. So she loves to be out and about. We take her out. She goes to church. She loves church every Sunday. We go. She's the loudest person in the congregation. She could say a Catholic Mass. She even helps the priest when he forgets the lines. She'll say them. She says the priest part too. And she's been welcomed with open arms at the parish we're at, which is, she loves church. She loves God. So that's a huge part of her life too. And then of course we do our walks with Jody and Lexi. We manage to walk almost every day of the week year round together. So that's huge too. She loves Lex and Jody. I would say if you want your child to be the best version of themselves, ABA therapy is a no-brainer. You have to give that opportunity to your child. You will be amazed at what it does for them in the future, how it'll affect their future and allow them to be maybe more independent or maybe more successful in school or whatever their path may be. It's huge. You're not trying to invent the wheel. You're not trying to figure this kid out. If you work with the ABA Center and their therapists, they're going to tell you the strategies and the things that work for this kid and how to be successful with them, which as a teacher myself, a special education teacher, having that much knowledge of a child before you're actually responsible for working with them is huge, because you can start off running and being successful instead of fumbling your way through, oh, they don't like this, they like this is good for them, this isn't good for them. Whereas they're coming out of a program, if you transition and are willing to work with that program, you're going to be leaps and bounds ahead of where you could ever imagine you want to be. Even if it's for a year or 6 months or whatever, the impact it can have in that short amount of time could be the difference in your child being a successful student and becoming an independent student and a successful member of society. Just that short period of time, they are able to work with certain skill sets and intensely that allows your child to be successful in the school setting, and why wouldn't you want that for your child? She's able to put her socks on, she's able to put her shoes on. She couldn't do that. She is able to somewhat use the bathroom independently, which she couldn't before Lighthouse. She's able to use the utensils now. She couldn't before she went to Lighthouse. She can drink out of a cup. She couldn't drink out of a cup before Lighthouse. She can open doors. She can pull a zipper up. And that doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but it's huge. It's absolutely huge. And she loves some of the therapists we still are in touch with today that are caregivers for us. She knows their families, she loves them. So that also is a huge thing that Lighthouse gave us, is that bond, that sense of belonging for her.